Good morning, Southern California. Welcome to the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate finance, and real estate investment. We're here with Fred Solomon. He's our real estate guru. He's been in business for over 30 years, maintaining an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and doing a show here for 18 years plus. When I say here, Southern California, but actually, Fred, you did start in these very studios.
Right around the corner, in the K-Rock studios.
Yeah, KLSX. We had the Howard Stern show going on back then, and
Was a fun station.
A lot of real estate was done back then, and that's when we realized you were one of the first shows to ever talk about real estate. We had all different kinds of talk shows on, but who knew that real estate would be so interesting? And now here we are, 6:30 in the morning, and we're getting so much feedback. People are just waking up early, listening to your show. I wonder if they're setting their alarm to listen to you, Fred.
You know, it's a lot of times they're driving to their work, and anybody that's driving to work on Sunday at 6:30, they're probably very successful people, or they work hard, or they have a business or something like that, or they're going to church, whatever the case may be. But you know what? What's crazy is on Wednesday they lowered interest rates a half a point. And all the people that have been calling me, they call and they hang up, and I say, hey, this is Fred. Thanks for listening to my show. If I can ever be of any help, here's, you can text me at this number. Mm-hmm. And so on Wednesday, after the Fed announced that they lowered interest rates to 0.5%, my phone blew up. Thank God they didn't call me, and they were texting me. Mm-hmm. Hey, Fred, can you get me a rate quote on this loan amount? Hey, Fred, can you do this? Hey, Fred, can you do that? And it's happened all the way on to Thursday when I was driving to an appointment in Orange County. I was starting to get calls as well. So it's been a little overwhelming, but not crazy, not as much as I thought, because these are, right now we're in the low sixes for interest rates. Everybody that was refinancing during COVID, they got 2 and 3%. My own processor at my mortgage company, she got 1.75% on a 15-year fixed loan. She locked in on the lowest day ever, 1.75. I remember refinancing my dad in like 2011 when we had that bad recession, and he got 2.875. And I said, Dad, it was nice knowing you. This is probably the last time we're ever going to do business together. And sure enough, I'm like, Dad, the rates came down to 1.875. And he goes, the government can keep their blank money. He goes, I got 26 corporations. I'm not putting that paperwork together. Forget it. I'll just pay the house off with cash. That was his attitude. But the crazy thing is that that's where we're, now that interest rates have come down 2 percentage points literally in the last 6 months.
That's huge.
2% lower. In the last 30 days, it's 1% lower than where we were just 30 days ago. And we've had some callers that have called in after we did a refi for them that heard this radio show. And they're like calling me back saying, Fred, you told me when the rates drop that we can refinance again for zero cost. Guess what? We're refinancing them again. You just have to wait 4 payments. After 4 payments, we can refinance you again.
Okay. I want to catch everyone up. If you're just tuning in for the first time, you might not know that Fred Solomon, though he's been on the air for 18 years, you might have not have heard the show, but he's one of the original pioneers of the zero cost loan. So he does, not only is he a real estate expert and a real estate advisor, but he's also a loan person. He's owned a mortgage company for this 30 years now?
33 years, yeah.
33 years, and maintained an A-plus rating on the Better Business Bureau the whole time. As a matter of fact, if you Google him, you'll notice how many, 60, 70...
I think we're above 80 reviews.
5-star reviews. Now, to me, that's insane, because I only write a review on Google when I'm pissed off. So I don't know where you find all these nice people from to write all these good things about you. I couldn't... They're all 5-star. You didn't see one bad one. But the point I want to make is the no-cost loans that Fred has been doing all this time, he's basically he's been offering to people for all this time, but now that interest rates are going down, people are really starting to jump on this. He can give you a zero-cost loan, meaning that he pays for all of the costs associated with doing the loan. You don't have to pay those thousands of dollars for the appraisal and for all the other things that go into doing the loan. You just have to do the loan, and then when the rates go down again, now hopefully they will, you get to refinance again for free. Now, if you paid for a loan like most other places will offer you, if you go to any of the big banks, you have to pay for the loan. Then when the rates go down again, you can't refinance again if you don't want to lose money, because you'll lose all that money that you invested into getting your first refinance. But these refinances are free, and the way that Fred does it is he basically, out of the commission that they send him back, out of the rebate that the bank sends him back, he just pays off your expenses with that. So yeah, he makes less profit, but he has people refinancing and refinancing over and over and over again. And I guess that's the volume is where you make the profit, right, Fred?
Yeah. Concept is, if we refinance someone and we drop them a half a point or a quarter of a point each time they refi, and we'll make half of what everybody else charges. That's pretty much our little jam. We make about half, but the client pays zero, and as long as they pay zero and we are able to refinance them again after 4 payments, then it makes sense. Let me tell everybody what the rates are, and I want to also tell you that it looks like interest rates are going to come down again in November. So we're not done yet, guys. I'm on this website, cmegroup.com, and I'm looking at the November Fed meeting for November 7th, and there's 100% probability that they're going to be lowering interest rates again in November. I've been telling everybody that they were going to lower interest rates in this Fed meeting that we just had on Wednesday, and guess what? They surprised us with a half a point, with a lower rate by a half a point. Now that affects credit cards, that affects if you have a home equity line of credit that's based on prime, if you have an SBA loan or a business loan or any type of commercial loan that's tied into SBA, those loans all just went down by a 0.5%. Here's the rates today: 6.125% for no points, no fees, no closing costs. 5.875 on a 20-year fix, no points, no fees, no closing costs. You got to have a 740 FICO score, 60% loan to value or lower, no cash out. We do offer cash out for a slightly higher rate, and also on purchase loans. Give us a call. We're standing by live. It's Sunday morning, 714-403-7334, 714-403-7334. That's Cal Saul. I'm Fred Solomon. You're listening to the Solomon Free Money Hour, and we'll be right back.
And we're back with the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate finance, and real estate investment. We're here, of course, with Fred Solomon, our real estate guru. We've been talking about these interest rates going down again.
Yeah.
You know what a lot of people don't know, by the way? We were talking about this no-cost loan that you've been doing for people, and every time the interest rates go down, you refinance all of your clients all over again. They just pick up the phone and call you. It's like having an adjustable rate mortgage that can only go down.
And it stays fixed for the life of the loan.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is a really good program, and a lot of lenders can no longer do zero cost because the rebates have only gotten worse. They don't give us much rebate anymore because too many mortgage people took advantage of those rebates, and they were getting the rebate and then charging points on top of it. So they were making 4 and 5 points on some of these loans, and because of that, lenders got smart, and they don't like churning. Churning is when you just refinance somebody to make an extra commission, and they're not really having any benefit to the borrower. But what we do with these zero cost loans is when the rates drop, we can refi you again after 4 payments. So that's the way these loans are working. So here we were 30 days ago at 7%. Now we can get you 6.125% at no points, no fees, no closing costs. And we pay all the costs associated with your refinancing. So let's say you have a $500,000 loan. As of Friday, the rebates were 2.6%. So we would get about a $13,000 commission from the lender. And then out of that $13,000, we're going to pay about $4,000 $1,000 of your closing costs, escrow, title, credit report, appraisal fee. Just like you heard on during the break, our commercial says we pay all those costs. So our company makes the difference, the $9,000, and you guys, the borrowers, pay zero. That's how it works. We do them on purchases. If you need to take cash out, we do it that way as well. We had some clients call in from our radio show, and they had charged up their credit cards a little bit, and so we needed to show them some techniques on how to raise their credit scores back up after they had fallen because they maxed out some of their credit cards. So we're not just a welcome to McDonald's, may I take your order. We're going to sit there and we're going to help you, and we're going to sometimes, a lot of the stuff that I do, I help people just to help them and tell them, hey, don't refinance your first mortgage because your interest rate's too low. And all you should be doing is getting a home equity line of credit if you want some cash out. And I have those phone calls, and I'll be on the phone 15, 20 minutes sometimes with these people, and I already tell them up front, hey, look, this is a freebie. I'm just here to help you. Don't let anybody convince you to do this, because we have a mortgage calculator on our website. And I always say, humans may lie, but the mortgage calculator does not. And I always say on our radio show, BS is not a swear word. It means before Solomon, because before Solomon, you might have gotten a lot of BS, but once you deal with us, wouldn't it be nice if there was a company out there where you could know that every time you call them, no matter who you talk to at that company, you're going to get a straight answer. You're going to be told the proper way to do it. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a company that was like that? Well, that's what we like to do. We like to pride ourselves on that. So fix, no points, no fees, no closing costs. We pay all the costs associated with those fees. We pay all of it. You can text me right now. Yeah, say, Fred, I'm interested. 714-403-7334. I'll call you after the show. You can call me. 714-403-7334. You can email me, fred@nopointsnoclosingcost.com. You can Google us. Google mortgage brokers in Newport Beach. You will see us probably number 1 or 2. Solomon Financial Mortgage and Realty in Newport Beach. You will find us. We are out there. You can read our reviews, see what people have to say about us. You're going to see good stuff. I call my clients, hey, Mr. Client, do you appreciate, the help that I did for you, all the stuff that we did for you? Yeah, I really do, Fred. Okay, could you write a little review about your experience with us? That's how we get all of our 5-star reviews. So we're here to help you. We're here to give you advice, and we're not going to shove sales people down your throat. We're going to give you advice and see if it makes sense for you. 714-403-7334.
I'd like to be one of those testimonials that you're talking about, because you refinanced me several years ago. You saved me almost $1,000 per month, and the experience was seamless. It was smooth. You laid everything out in front of me. You gave me a match and beat guarantee. You give everybody a match and beat guarantee. That's one thing you should talk about a little bit, because it's impossible to get a lower rate if someone offers you a match and beat guarantee. But not just that. I think back to a time before when I wanted to get some money out to pay for a party for my daughter. It was her bat mitzvah, and I wanted to take it out of my house, and I had a different client. I won't mention who they are. They're actually not around anymore. But I think there are still people like this around, where I asked them, can I get a home equity line of credit with you guys? And they were like, yeah, sure, come on in. And I sat down with them, and they switch pitched me to try and get me to refinance, because that's where the money's at, refinancing the big loans. And these guys were harsh. They were giving me all kinds of reasons why I should do a refinance instead of getting a home equity line of credit. I left.
You know what? Right there, that's where you need to look at the mortgage rate calculator. That's exactly where you need to look at it. And on our website, we have you go to nopointsnoclosingcost.com. On the left-hand side, it says calculator and tools. Then at the top of the page, it says rate calculator. You put in the first mortgage balance and what the interest rate is, and then you put in how much cash out you want and what the rate would be for the cash out, and then you hit calculate, and what it will do is it will tell you what the blended rate is. And if the current rates are lower than what your blended rate would be, then it makes sense to refinance. But if the current rates are higher than what the blended rate would be, then it does not make sense to refinance. And those are the things that people don't show you, because they want you to refi, because that's how they make money off of you. And they were probably going to charge you closing costs on top of it. The closing costs would have probably been as much as the bat mitzvah.
Hey, that makes me think, a lot of people are in credit card debt really badly now. And I know these interest rates are coming down for mortgage, but I think the credit card interest rates are pretty high. I'm seeing them. They're maybe not where they were like a couple months ago, but they're pretty high.
Well, they just came down 0.5%. If you have an adjustable rate on your credit card, the Fed lowering the discount rate a half a point.
Does that mean if you're paying 30% interest,
it's now 29.5?
Okay, so like
You're
people
good.
are drowning in credit card debt with this blended rate. Say if somebody does have like a certain amount of equity left to pay off their home, could it make sense if they have like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in these really high interest loans and they're just drowning?
Yeah.
Could it make sense to refinance and get rid of that super high interest rate?
It really depends on what the rate is on the first mortgage. But if you're in the threes and you only need like $50,000 or $60,000, then it's going to make more sense to go get a home equity line of credit at 8.5%. Prime is now 8%, so you can get a home equity line of credit at prime plus 5, plus a half. So yeah, call us up. We'll go over it with you. We'll show you the blended rate calculator. We'll run the numbers for you. I take a picture while I'm talking to these people. I use the blended rate calculator. I take a picture, I text it to them, and then I say, see, I told you, don't touch the first mortgage.
Welcome back to the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate finance, and real estate investment. We're here with Fred Solomon, our real estate guru, who's been helping us for 18 years plus on the radio and helping people for over 30 years, about 33 years now, maintaining an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau and countless 60, 70, 8, I don't know how many there, but if you look at his Googles, they're all 5-star reviews. I don't know how you do it, Fred, but the more we talk and the more you express yourself on the radio, I think people are able to tell how authentic you are. And I just saw something that was very interesting to me, but there are different types of energy that people put out. And the most powerful energy is authenticity. When someone's authentic, when they're connected with their real self and they're sharing real information and they're saying it truthfully, that energy just glows. That's what makes people beautiful. That's what makes them attractive. That's what makes people want to be around other people, is authenticity. It's not trying to put on the charm. It's not being slick. It's just being real. And that's something that you have. And that's why I'm really happy to work with you, Fred.
Well, thanks, Cal. Do you teach classes on how to do that? Because maybe I can. I mean, maybe this would help me out. In all honesty, I appreciate it. I have passion for what I do, and I tell people, this is something that, when I talk about negotiating and skills and stuff like that, these are things that we can pass down to our kids. I'm doing a YouTube channel, the Free Money Hour, so you guys can go watch and listen to some of the things that I talked about, because we get people that do say, well, I listen to your show every Sunday morning, so now if they want to go back and listen to it, they can find us on YouTube at the Free Money Hour, and I'm on TikTok, the Free Money Hour as well, so you can go back and watch our live taping in the studio, which we're doing, and I'm blessed that I get to share this. We're on a great, the #1 news radio station in LA. We're on, I put it on my Facebook, I just put it out there because all my referrals come from people that I know. Well, who do I know? Those are your Facebook friends. Those are people that follow you. Those are people, your clients that have done business with you, that give you referrals. That's how we do it. So I'm here to help people. I'm really here to help you. Like, if you have a problem, I can tell you what to do. Like, so many people during COVID didn't have living trusts, and they died. And then their homes got stuck in probate. And what happened to home prices during COVID? after June of 2022, home prices started coming down. And so these people can't sell their house. They're stuck in COVID. They're stuck in probate. And meanwhile, not only does probate cost a lot more than what a living trust would cost, but on top of that, their home property value is dropping. So it's like a double whammy. And why people don't have a living trust and you own a house, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but go get one. They're $3,000, $4,000 if it's a simple one. I can refer you to some people just to help you. It's about helping people not get stuck, not make the same mistakes that you see other people make. And so many families dealt with this and they didn't know, or they just put it off, or it's whatever. It's like eating healthy. You're supposed to eat healthy, but do you do it? Not everybody does it. You're supposed, maybe you don't know you're supposed to get a living trust, but you should. So I'm not a living trust salesperson, but I can give you some names and phone numbers. Okay, I'll help you out. That's what I do. And I always tell people, when you buy a house, own your home for 7 years. Own your home for 7 years. What happens if home prices drop, Fred? What am I going to do? Yeah, guess what? Home prices dropped in 2009, 10, and 11. But what did they do? They went back up again. So if you own your home for 7 years, historically speaking, here in Southern California, your home is going to be worth more than what you paid for it. You just got to be able to weather the storm. And the storm sometimes comes. Like what happened during COVID? Everybody lost their jobs. What happened during the Great Recession, right, in 2009? A lot of people lost their jobs. But if you can weather the storm, and you can hold your house for 7 years, it's going to be worth more or the same as what you paid for it, historically speaking. These are the things that we teach people. Don't stress about it. Oh, should I buy a house now? I mean, I ask, people when they buy houses, when the rates were 8%, hey, bro, what prompts you to buy a house when the rates were 2.5% and now they're 8%? And it was a television movie actor. You know what the guy told me? Hey, Fred, I don't care what the rates are. An extra $3,000 a month ain't going to hurt my pocketbook. I wanted a house in Sherman Oaks up in the hills, and I got a house in Sherman Oaks up in the hills. That was what I did. I had another guy that bought a house in Tehachapi. He wanted a log cabin. That was his dream home. Hey, bro, why did you buy a house up in Tehachapi? to whatever to whatever your dreams are. And his answer was, because I wanted a house in the mountains with a log cabin.
I noticed you skirted saying Tehachapi.
Yeah, I did, because I don't want to get, it's Sunday morning, Cal, come on, talking too early.
It's pretty early.
Yeah, but it's okay. So guys, it's a great time right now. If you have some credit issues and you want to know how to raise your credit scores, I got a free book for you called Put Your Money Where Your House Is. Not where your mouth is, where your house is. And chapter 2 is all about credit. We talk about negotiating. We have negotiating techniques. The first person to show emotion loses, and the person who cares the least always wins when you're negotiating in anything. Don't use it in your family and in your personal relationships, but use it when you're buying a car or buying a house. These are some great techniques that you can use when buying. I love negotiating. It's in my blood. I'm never going to get sick of it. I teach people. I teach my son these tricks, or tools, I should say, and I'm transparent at the same time. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's not going to work out right now. Maybe we can't come to a meeting of the minds, but for any crazy reason, if the seller should have a change of heart, and we're not assuming that they're going to have a change of heart, but if for any crazy reason they do have a change of heart, circle back to us in a couple weeks, and maybe we'll be interested if we haven't found something else. And 1 out of 4 times, they do circle back if it's still on the market, and we get them a lower price. These are techniques that work even in areas like, now Orange County, that's a whole nother animal down there that, you guys get 20, 30 offers. That's where my office is. So you can't do that necessarily in Orange County, but out in Palm Springs, I have a place out there. Guess what? You can do it out there, and you can get great deals. So there are techniques that you can use. This is the way we do it. We love what we do. We're here to help you, give you advice. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks, Cal. Thanks, Mike DeZago, the best board op we got, right? You want him to be famous, Cal. You told me.
I don't have to. He's already famous.
Oh, okay. Well, are you famous?
Well, thanks to you, Fred.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not famous, but hey, you guys, you have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you next Sunday at 6:30. That was fun.